A person who applies wrong blood to a human being is a killer.
We had discussed it several times with the Ministry of Health. They had a blood bank and so on going. But there are so many other blood banks, private and public, in the state that nobody knew exactly what they were doing. It was like a Wild West. Everybody was just doing what they liked, and there was no coordination, no regulation, no standard operating procedures and things like that. HIV epidemic was on, and everybody was worried about the safety of blood because we know that it can be transmitted through blood transfusion. And we thank God that this law was passed just at the right time so that we could now go ahead and have a blood transfusion committee of our own to be able to coordinate and regulate blood transfusion practice in Nigeria, in Lagos State, not in Nigeria, in Lagos State.
We had a situation where a lot of our pregnant women were dying either during pregnancy or in labor because they didn't have access to blood.
We strongly believe that death from postpartum hemorrhage is an avoidable death if only the right type of blood needed can be provided.
Preceding the law, people were not aware. So the need for people to be aware about this transition to this new law became very important.
We now decided to get a list of the existing blood banks and to visit. And what a shock. Some people were practicing in their sitting room. Some people were practicing in their office. The refrigerator would contain food and other things that are not supposed to be. It was actually a Wild West. It was terrible.
They were in various locations, like even markets where they are selling meat, gari, rice.
And we now came back and said, look, something has to be done. You cannot practice. Many of these did not have, some of them didn't have trained personnel to even do the work.
At that time too, we saw there was no documentation. People don't write what they have done. Then their blood donors were from anywhere and everywhere.
Documentation is very important in the sense that we monitor our blood from the point of collection to the point where it's being transfused and thereafter.
There was an incident when a woman came and said that she had been transfused with HIV blood. And I went to work. You don't want that kind of label. And this is where we talk about tracking of donors. So because we keep records, we look at the blood given to that woman. We look at our record that blood was screened. Then I looked at those who donated the blood and I went to their houses. Fortunately, I saw some of them, they agreed, and we tested those ones that actually donated and they were negative according to our record. So that was how that case died down. Otherwise, we would have been in problems. So we stress the fact that we must know where that blood comes from.
I really do appreciate our founding fathers and mothers in ensuring that we have this law that we are celebrating of, because that helps us to channel our activities in the national sphere, and we have a backing to take some decisions. So we have the governance and the law and the policies that helps us to respond to national issues and disasters.
Even in non-emergency situations, at least during my tenure, we had requests all the way from even Benin. There were people coming in from Babcock University Teaching Hospital and other places. We were able to rise to the occasion.